Good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Golden Child, and yeah, we're still here, thinking about recent happenings, considering recent goings on, and evaluating the way forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to have the Biafra Superstar Media, still as an interactive medium to communicate with all of you, freedom lovers in the world. Yes, I just want to make a quick and brief comment this morning. I We have seen how it's gone. We have seen what is happening, and we are hearing, the case of our, you know, gentle, able Prime Minister being discussed with a lot of reckless abandon. We're hearing because of his arrest in Finland. We're hearing, calls coming from various, uh, institutions in the country, or the presidency, the Navy, the Army, the Foreign Affairs, even political groups, including sociocultural organizations, even our own on SNB, even our own IPO, all, pleading and appealing to the Finnish authorities to bring, extradite Simon Ekpa down to Nigeria to face trial here, to face, to continue whatever they think will be his sentence here. Yeah. Yeah. But for the purpose of this audio, I just want our people to know that since Finland has observed the well manner our maximum leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was treated in Nigeria since his, rendition from Kenya, they would never be a party to releasing Simon Ekpa down to Nigerian authorities. Because they know, of course, there's no guarantee of, you know, uh, no guarantee of rule of law, no guarantee of, mm, fair hearing. So this continue, this clamoring, this call that are making waves all over the place. Bring someone up to Nigeria, extradite him to Nigeria to face trial here. Know that it'd be a very long way from home. Yeah, so my title this morning is, all these calls for extradition of Simon Ekpa may be a long way from home because of Nigeria, Finland's observation of how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, was tried and is still being treated, you know, in the dungeon called Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the various statements by Nigerian officials suggesting that Simon Ekpa will be extradited to Nigeria shows either how dishonest or ignorant these officials are. They should have known that no country, especially an European country, would extradite, a person to be tried in Nigeria. Indeed, Nigeria does not believe that Kenya would agree to extradite Nnamdi Kanu. That was why the Nigerian government chose to kidnap Kanu and rendition him to Nigeria instead of going through the normal extradition procedure in Kenya. So Finland has an impression Nigeria is as close as possible to being a rogue state. Indeed, they are aware that what Nigeria would have preferred to do would be to come into Finland and kidnap Ekpa and rendition him to Nigeria as they did Kanu. So from the very beginning of the argument, the Finnish courts will be viewing Nigeria just the way the police will view a delinquent teenager, with a great deal of suspicion and skepticism. With respect to the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the following facts will always stand against Nigeria in any extradition hearing in a foreign country. Number one, Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail in April 2017. By August of 2017, Nigerian soldiers invaded his home, ransacked it, and killed many, and no questions were asked about it. No military commander was ever held accountable. That incident is not even being discussed by the Nigerian government. The Finnish authorities are very much aware of this. Number two, in June 2021, the Nigerian government violated the international law and committed an act of extraordinary rendition against Nnamdi Kanu by kidnapping him in the country of Kenya and taking him to Nigeria. Number three, since he was brought into Nigeria by rendition, the Nigerian Ministry of Justice has not been able to formulate clear charges and prosecute him. It has been one obstacle or the other, most of which were created by the government of Nigeria. Yes, yes, yes. Fourthly, since he was brought into Nigeria, he has remained untried without bail under inhuman conditions. This is what the Finnish authorities will be considering. Fifthly, they could not even remand him in prison. Instead, they held him in extraordinary detention at the DSS facilities. Sixthly, since Nnamdi Kanu was brought into Nigeria, several courts have given conflicting judgments over preliminary issues in the case. The Nigerian Court of Appeal at one point quashed all the charges against him, ordering for him to be set free. The Nigerian government disobeyed the judgment of the Court of Appeal and went on appeal. In fact, the Nigerian government cajoled the justices of the Court of Appeal to reverse themselves by granting a stay on the enforcement of their judgment. 7. The Supreme Court, in its judgment, admitted that the Nigerian government violated the rights of Nnamdi Kanu massively, but instead of granting him relief, the Supreme Court merely urged him to pursue claims for right violations. Where else would such claims be better situated if not at the Supreme Court, which has recognized the violation? 8. Various high courts have granted judgment to Kanu on the basis that his rights were violated and damages were awarded. None of those judgments have been obeyed by the Nigerian government. 9. Nnamdi Kanu requested the trial judge to recuse herself from his case. The judge agreed and held that she had recused herself, but the chief judge ordered the judge to continue with the trial. So at the moment, Nnamdi Kanu is being tried by a judge who is unwilling to try him. When the judge agreed to recuse herself, it meant she agreed that there was a genuine ground for her to be recused. In other words, she made an order recusing herself. How was that order reversed? 10. As of today, Nigeria is holding a criminal defendant in a capital offense and refusing to try him. Instead, the court is praying for a political solution to a case it is supposed to be tried. Yes, with all the above factors, no country in the world would extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria so that he will face similar ordeal as seen in the Nnamdi Kanu case. Nigerian officials over the years have shown themselves to be thoughtless, senseless, and harmful to the interest of Nigeria. Otherwise, they would have realized that the poor handling of the Nnamdi Kanu case would have consequences harmful to Nigerian reputation and image world over. I'm sure when Simon Ekpa appears in court in Finland for any extradition hearing, the factors listed above will be only a part of a long list of reasons not to extradite anybody to Nigeria. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is a write-up that is very ebullient and, sagacious gentleman compiled for us. And it has showed us vigorously that all this so-called clamoring, all these so-called demands, all these appeals, Simon Ekpa, who has just been arrested, who is being probed, and for whom we know, this could equally be a routine trial like it happened in 2021 when he was equally tried by Finnish authorities and declared, not guilty of any charge. Our people, this so-called dungeon country, have continued to jump the gun They have refused to let the cause of law prevail. They have refused to let the rule of law prevail. They have passed judgment. And they are calling, on Finland to extradite, Simon Ekpa, a man who has just started facing trial, who is being probed, and for whom Finland has not found guilty of any offense. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it is. A country that is lawless, a country that is clueless, a country where the highest personality in the land, the ruler, the leader would always, encourage its people, to go out and, you know, seek redress in court when they are not satisfied. Such a country cannot have what it takes. They don't have the equity. They don't have what it takes, to uh, to demand for, what they are seeking. In other words, Finland would never accede to any extradition of Simon Ekpa, because of course he's a Finnish citizen. Of course, what they're doing is doing their investigations. Of course, they know that the rule of law must prevail. And of course, they know that the Nigerian government has an social interest in the case, because the government has over the years, you know, been making overtures to the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Finland, even to the President of Finland, even to the extent of Nigeria's Vice President, uh, Shatima, going to United Nations 79th General Assembly, and having, taking a lesson that stops the Finnish president, the private discussion, and demanding with everything involved, soliciting, the extradition of Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. Of course, nothing could be done then, because just like now, Finnish authorities know they're a democratic country. It's a place where the rule of law prevails. It's a sane country where nobody can bribe the judiciary, where legal, you know, uh, activities are done with respect, with dignity, with sincerity, and where the rule of law is vigorously pursued. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, those 10 factors above, which are experiences that the whole world saw happen to Mazmon and Madden of the Kano, are what will prevent any such, extradition of our able, for indefatigable Prime Minister to Nigeria. So, I told you it's going to be a brief uh, audio. And so, without much ado, I want to encourage everybody, to pray for our Prime Minister, wish him all the best, and equally, continue to pray for the United States of Biafra, continue to, do everything possible to ensure that the Biafra dream doesn't die. Of course, it will not die, because Biafra is a way of life. Biafra is our destination. Yes, it's our destination. United States of Biafra, it has come to be. Like I said on another audio, it is above personalities. It's above names. It will go on and on. It has become people's wish, the people's culture, the consensual, you know, uh, demands and aspirations of a people, not an individual. And so an individual can never stop, the achievement of the sovereign, United States of Biafra. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, a lot of things are happening, especially because everybody is aware, even the Nigerian government is aware, the 2nd December 2025 is around the corner. And so they are doing everything possible to frustrate, to forestall any such declarations. But hello, we know the God we serve. We know we are not dealing with, uh, a minor God. Our God is ever seeing, all knowing, all seeing, all present, omnipresent. He knew these things were going to happen, and he has already created the avenues and proper solutions to them. So we are not ignorant of the devices of the enemies, no matter if they are household enemies, no matter if they are, right inside our bedrooms. We know our able, indefatigable Simon Ekpa will come out of this the same way he came out of it. The last trial he had. Because a man of peace, yes, He said, enough is enough. Enough of wickedness to my people. Enough of treating my people as second fiddle. Enough of destroying the aspirations of my people. Enough is enough. It's about time the Biafrans heave a sigh of relief. I'm here, and I will take them to the promised land. I have sacrificed everything. I mean, this is a man who sacrificed his life. You know, he sacrificed his ambitions. He sacrificed his successful career in the Finnish political system. I mean, this is a man who, you know, at one point stood out for this country as a sportsman, won a silver medal in sprint 100 meters event. I mean, he was a full-fledged Nigerian. He was hoping that Nigeria would have given him all it took to make him a happy citizen. When he discovered that, of course, this place had nothing to offer him, this place were treating his people as second-class citizens. If he remained there, he would not experience any growth or development. Of course, he had to move. Moved on to Finland, you know, went through the military aspect, went through everything that was involved, and a sine qua non, that was a sine qua non to become a Finnish citizen, which he became. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, it took a lot of guts, took a lot of gusto, it took a lot of sacrifices for this man to say, look, finally, I'm going to jettison all this. I'm going to jettison my career. I'm going to jettison my life and all my other activities. I want to fight for the liberation of my people. I want to fight for complete declaration of the United States of Biafra. Enough was enough. My people have been treated badly enough. If they are not wanted in the junta called Nigeria, Nigeria should let them go. This is what the gentleman preached. This is what he stood for. And now everybody is calling for his head because they want the Biafrans to remain a second-class fiddle. They want the Biafrans to remain a defeated people. They want the Biafrans never to see the light. Brothers and sisters, gentlemen and ladies, freedom lovers, this is our chance. We shall not be deterred. We will never be deterred. We will move forward ever, backward never. It doesn't matter who is charging against us. It doesn't matter the acts and activities. It doesn't matter who is calling for extradition or no extradition. It doesn't matter who is trying Simon Ekpa trouble. What matters is the fact that as Biafrans, we have spoken. As Biafrans, we are walking towards the permanent liberation of the Biafran, people. We are fighting full declaration of the United States of Biafra. That is the most important thing to us. It's not about what anybody else is saying. So disappointed a lot of people, including from camps that are supposed to be Biafrans, that are supposed to, have one voice at this point in time, knowing how important the 2nd December 2024 is to the average Igbo man, to the Biafran man, to freedom lover. People are here beating their chests, the chest, trying to spite their nose, to cut their nose to spite their face, all shouting vigorously for extradition and conviction of Simon Ekpa, a man who has not even been tried, a man for whom, justice will definitely prevail because we know there is claim. We know all these trumped up charges will have no effect on him. He had been tried before. He will come out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, brace up. Let's all hang on deck. Let's work assiduously towards 2nd December 2024. Biafra is beyond any individual. Biafra is not about any personality. We know what we want. We know what we expect. We know what we desire. And Simon Ekpa has let us realize, look, it's not just me alone. It's not just me alone. He has appointed, attorneys, international attorneys. He has appointed lawyers, international lawyers. He has appointed, influencers here and there, all around the world, because he knew a time may be coming when they would plot, orchestrate all these activities and make him incommunicado. Time will come definitely when they want to arrest him and they try to stifle their Biafran dream. So he has pushed it all these people. He has appointed these people, and now they are working assiduously. You will soon see them. You will soon hear them. You see, hear their proclamations. You see what will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be deterred. Never, never give up. This is our chance. Biafra Declaration of Independence is a reality. It's not about Simon Ekpa alone. No, the world is watching. World leaders are watching. Yes, even Alexander Stubb has seen to his chagrin, to his consternation, that Nigerians really hate Biafra so much. If a man has been arrested is going for trial, and everything everybody say, even the highest authorities in the land, is bring him to us. Let us suffer him. Let him finish his whatever there. Let them tell him that. Let him finish his term. Bring him here to serve another term. Bring him here. Nigeria needs him. We need his head. We need his head. We need his head. Come on. Even Alexander Stubb, president of Finland, is consternated, highly flabbergasted by this wickedness, by this pathological hatred. It's obvious. It's a clear sign that these people don't love their friends. This country don't love their friends, and they are playing it under the carpet. They are hiding it. But now they have come all out. They have brought out their fangs. They brought out their fangs, ready to do onslaught, ready to kill and destroy. That's what they are doing, calling for the head of Simon Ekpa just now. Ladies and gentlemen, Finnish authorities are not stupid. Finnish authorities are not mad people. They are reading the handwritings on the wall. They are wondering the level of hatred. What could have caused this hatred? What could have caused this pathological? Why would people call for the death of the man who has not even been tried, who is just being questioned? Why do they hate him so much? And this is what this man has been saying, that his people are hated, his people are despised, his people are treated with the highest level of wickedness. His people were almost annihilated. His sisters, his mothers were raped, massively raped. I mean, pregnant women were, dissected of their wombs and their fetus. Men were cut down, their hands were cut in pitiable conditions so that they could not do farming, they could not go into the army, they could not do fishing. I mean, deliberately, children were starved of any form of protein and any, nutritious meal, so that kwashiorkor, poor nutrition, killed several millions of children and the sick and the elderly. I mean, the Finnish authorities are hearing. The world is hearing. The president of the United States of America is hearing. He is hearing what Nigerian government is doing. Why is everybody calling for the head of this man? What has this man done? So, brothers, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, this is an opportunity. Without knowing it, this arrest of our dear leader, our prime minister, has even done the highest level of exposure to the Biafran dream, to the Biafran agitation, to the call for the Biafran Declaration of Independence. Ladies and gentlemen, everything worked for good, everything worked for progress. We are not in any way deterred. Yes, the communication sites are still free. Yes, we are getting coded messages directly. Yes, don't give up. Don't look dismayed. No, cheer up. Cheer up. We have discovered our enemies, even enemies within. Even enemies within. Yorubas have a proverb. They say, what eats the leaf lives inside the leaf. What eats the leaf lives inside the leaf. Since some of our own people who have not even, observed any trial, observed any whatever, all they're saying is not a part of us. He is not part of us. He's criminal. Simon Ekpa is this, is that. But they are in for shockers. They are in for the big shock. They will be disgraced. Simon Ekpa will have the last laugh. The Biafrans will have the last laugh. Yes, we shall have the last laugh because we hold all the aces. Biafra hold all the aces. Simon Ekpa has appointed, people, highly talented, vigorous, highly experienced international attorneys who will push the case of Biafra. It has gone beyond it. It has gone beyond any personality. It has gone beyond any name. Ladies and gentlemen, don't give up. Put up the smile. Put up the courage. Nigeria has not defeated you. The Don cannot defeat you. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. That is where we are. That is where we're headed. There's no backward. It doesn't matter whether they have our prime minister. It doesn't matter who they have with him. What matters, the machineries on ground. The machineries on ground to activate, to fully achieve, yes, the United States of sovereign state of Biafra. We must achieve that. We must achieve the independence of the United States of Biafra come 2nd December 2024. It doesn't matter how many armies that will come for us. It doesn't matter how long they come for us. The Bible said they came from one way, but when they fled, they fled from 7 different ways. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. The United States of Biafra shall overcome. The United States of Biafra shall overcome by the grace of the Almighty God. That's where we are. That's where we're headed. But ladies and gentlemen, don't be scared. Nobody's extraditing or Simon Joko here. Nobody will bring him to this dungeon called Nigeria. No. Let the probe go on. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. But ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, we are overcoming. The most important thing, the light has been created. No light set on top of the hill is hidden. No. No light set on top of the hill is hidden. You put your light and make your light shine. The light of Biafra is shining vigorously, miles and miles away, different continents, through different continents, through different countries. Here it is. Simon Ekpa has paid his due. He has paid his due. He deserves all the accolades. Yes, he deserves all the encomiums. Forget those who slander, those slanderers, those saboteurs, enemies of progress. Biafra shall overcome. Biafra shall overcome. The United States of Biafra shall be a reality come 2nd December 2024. God bless you all. Move on with momentum. Not looking back. Not looking back. God bless you all.
Yeah, Biafra, Biafra. Yeah, Superstar Media. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. I wanna know. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. I wanna know. We're going back to the land. We're going back to the motherland. Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the land. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the land.